What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Life Made Living. Today we have a fun, different video for you guys. You can see we have somebody new in the video. This is my husband. This is McKay. We just celebrated our first year of marriage yesterday. So we thought it'd be fun to do a newlywed question video and just answer some things that we had to learn from first year of marriage, because there were a lot of things.
Yeah, essentially just give you guys some points of stuff that we learned over the first year that we wish we would have known how to do a little bit better when we first started. Even though we had dated for 2.5, like almost 2 years by the time that we'd gotten married, there's still some of the things that no matter where you're at will help.
Yeah. So the first one is, don't let the expectations that others have set on you make you feel inadequate or unsuccessful in what you're doing in your marriage, if it's not what everybody else thinks you should be doing, type of thing. I know a lot of times, especially in the first stages of our marriage, if something didn't happen to like our Instagram friends and family, I got really frustrated and I kept thinking like, why not? What's happening? What am I doing wrong? And it was really just, whatever we were doing didn't work for us. And that was, I think, for both of us, something we had to learn, was to not compare ourselves to other people and have that expectation.
For sure, and I think there's a problem with vlogging is kind of a two-edged sword nowadays. It's awesome to see people do amazing things with their lives, things that people 50 years ago didn't really do. But the other problem with that is if you're not doing these things and you see them on social media, on YouTube, you feel like you should be doing this and you feel like maybe you're not adequate or you're not where everyone else is at your stage of life. And that's just not true. That obviously gets caught up with marriage as well, in seeing people who are Instagram happy or and YouTube happy and going on these trips or doing these awesome things with their lives. It's just easy to compare. Absolutely.
So don't let those expectations be into your marriage. If you're in your first stage of marriage, just go in knowing who you two are, and then kind of just set your goals together of what you expect out of each other. Have that conversation, and don't expect the other person to think they know your expectations. You have to have that conversation.
Absolutely. So the second point, going from there, is be financially stable. It kind of tags teams along with it. I think sometimes when they get those expectations, they try to pretend that they can do it as well, which stretches them thin financially. For us, money has been obviously, a point that we haven't had to argue as much, whereas other couples I see and we talk about a lot are arguing about finances. I think if you just stay within your means as best you can, don't feel like you have to go on those excessive trips or those expensive, clothes, features, really nice cars. Live within your means, and I think that'll, take away the stress and anxiety of marriage quite a bit. Would you say?
Yeah, I would say that goes along with the comparing of everything too. Being financially stable for us can be completely different for a couple in a very similar situation to us.
Right.
So look at your own set of situations, decide what your means is, and then go from there. I really believe in just living that poor student life. But we still do things, we still have fun together. But once we realized we didn't have to have all the money in the world to go do all these things, I think it eliminated a lot of stress, and it kind of helped us look at the bigger picture of what do we want to be able to do, what do we want to have later on, and to be able to focus on that now, save for that now, and develop habits and a lifestyle that doesn't require the money we don't have or we don't need to have.
Absolutely.
Tip number 3 is, in your relationship, keep setting goals together and keep working on those goals, even if they don't always work out. I know in our relationship, I think I'm the one who's always like, we need to set goals. It's Sunday night, we need a new goal. But I'm probably the first one to be like, yeah, I didn't do that. But to me, it's still fun to show each other that we still want to keep growing, we still want to be motivated and keep doing things to better ourselves. Even if the way we first tried to do it doesn't work out, it's still really good to work together on those things and to, even for yourself, keep showing yourself that these things still matter. It might just be a different way of doing it. So don't stop completely. just because the first way you tried it didn't work out perfectly.
Right, and this is no way an excuse to not follow through with your goals. We don't want it to seem like it is. Follow through with your goals as best you can, but I think it's the acknowledgement that you're going to fall short a lot. And at the same time, hold each other accountable, but be understanding that, continue to set goals even though past ones haven't worked out.
Yeah. And with that, still let each other set their own goals, even though we do them together. Like, for example, we both like to set our activity and our physical goals, but we do them in different ways, and we've come to an understanding that it works for us because we both work differently in reaching goals. So being mindful of whoever you're with and how they work, is be the one who's supporting them and understands what they're trying to do and be there for them.
Absolutely. And I think the next point that we wanted to cover today was the small things, right? It kind of, everything's tying back together to, keeping it simple. One date that we actually did, I'll tell you a story that really was fun for us, is I built a fort and we watched a movie. I sent her out to go get snacks from the gas station down the road. I built a fort like when I was 10 years old using like vacuum cleaners and sheets and really dumb stuff like that. But it actually turned out to be one of the most fun dates that we've had, as we've been able to, go on a lot of dates over the last year, and that was definitely one of the highlights for me.
It was a good time.
That sounds so creepy. Not that good of a time. It was a good time, but it was fun. It was fun. You keep it simple. You do things like, you think back to every memory that you have with friends. It was never the really expensive, high-end activities that you did with your friends that stick out. It's always the really stupid things that you guys did together that means the most. That's the same going into marriage, right? Being a friend, being a best friend. The simple, small things that you guys do together will always be the most memorable. Doesn't take a lot of money, doesn't take a lot of time. Just keep that in mind.
And I think just to go along with that is don't stop dating. But then, don't think it has to be this big thing. But treat each other as if you were still dating. And there's a reason that there was that initial attraction and that we had so much fun together when we were dating. And it was because we tried. We put in that effort. And I know, because we live it, it's really easy to get comfortable with each other and to come home every day and just get in your routine. And which is nice because, we can come home and we can spend that time and we don't feel like we need to necessarily do those things. But we can definitely tell when we do put in that effort. It's just a way of showing each other that you are still interested. Don't stop dating. Don't stop trying. And make the effort to do those fun, small, simple things. Tip number 5, this one is really important to me. Make sure that you guys are growing as a person, but growing together. We're married now. We have goals together that we have to reach, and communicating that and growing together, helping each other is the best way, I think, to reach those goals and to grow in a way that means something to you, but also it matters to us as a couple.
Yeah, and I think both are important. I think you still need personal growth, even outside of your relationship with the other person. Obviously when you get married, you're not done growing and developing and becoming what you want to be. And so that personal growth goes into that relationship growth. I think you cannot, provide those goals that you need in a relationship until you can do those things for yourself.
And last thing to add on to that, just remember that no matter what role you're in, I know sometimes you can feel your role isn't important or you're not doing as much, or you compare yourself to each other and what your roles are. No matter what it is, no matter what role you take on, it's important and it matters to your relationship. So be proud and take pride in what you do offer in your relationship, whatever that is.
Point number 6 that I wanted to bring up that's been critical for me and for Morgan is physical activity. And obviously for us, that's mostly been going to the gym. It's been going out and exercising, running, doing sporting events, things like that. Figure it out, whatever that is for you guys, and do it. I think by experiencing those things and working out as you would together in whatever way you want to see that has really helped, because you're building towards your own personal goals while being around each other at the same time, which is huge. You're seeing each other be able to be dedicated to a cause that they're really passionate about, and being around that atmosphere and environment.
For us, it makes a lot of sense because we're both a couple who believe in living, part of being in a healthy lifestyle is staying physically healthy. But finding those little things of, we started to play pickleball with his parents, and making time to go do that, or taking our dog for a walk. We took him around our apartment building and just
played co-ed softball once.
One time.
Highlight.
One time. The physical activity for us was a great way that we could stay connected in a different way.
Yeah. And by no means are we experts. Obviously, as you know, we've been married a year. But this is just something that we wanted to make that really kind of put a pin in where we're at right now.
Yeah. And I think something for me why I wanted to do the video and, this channel in general is to give these things of, like I said, the first time we have these expectations and we have these ideas of what our lives should be and what a perfect life looks like. And I think, life made living was that whole point of we're not perfect and we all have to do things differently and be successful in those ways. And we had to learn that through our first year of marriage. And we're like you said, we're still learning every single day. And so I think it was nice that we could just sit down and kind of talk through these things of realistically what our first year of marriage was. And there were so many other lessons. These were just a couple we kind of thought of and that were important to us. And there were a lot of different things we learned, and there's a lot of different things everybody will learn. But overall, if anything, know that your first year of marriage is about learning. And just remembering that you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to nail it and be that perfect couple, but just keep learning, keep growing, and just remember, why you said yes to the first date in the first place and go back to those times. All right, you guys, well, that is going to wrap up this video. I hope you liked it. It just was fun to do a little Q&A
with the Bushmans.
With the Bushmans. If you haven't yet, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We will be posting more videos all about living. I will be posting more videos all about living and creating a healthy, fulfilling lifestyle and different ways we can do that personally. So to sign up, you guys, until next video, here's to chasing your dreams and a life made living. We'll see you next time. Bye. I feel weird opening it with you because I feel like I'm introducing you to fake people.
That's okay, go ahead.
Ooh, I looked at it.
Just for out of my comfort zone, so bad. You're just not taking the tip I'm giving you at all, are you? You can multitask, but